Sumi, you have the presentation with you for today to start?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So you would like to start, sir, or shall I present?
No, you please go ahead and start the presentation, Sumi. A warm welcome to all the participants on behalf of Skill Technica. We are very, very happy to have you to this session in AI and ML. It's a very, very special and a unique course what we are doing together with MSME, Ministry of Small and Micro Enterprises, mainly from the employability perspective, and also to have a knowledge share, because this is the most in-demand course what we have as of today. So this course, regarding to tell you more about this course, may I call upon our Skill Technica's Head of Operations, Sumati, to preside over the session and then take it forward, please. Over to you, Sumati.
Yes, good morning, all of you. Thank you for the introduction, sir. Yeah, a warm welcome from Skill Technica to all of you participants. Yes, as the idea of this course or the webinar is, I can say that to more than marketing, it is to create the awareness of the technology. Because more than marketing, you should know why this course is important, why you have to take up this course. That makes you take decisions on whether you have to enroll or how far this course is making changes in the technological world. So here I am Sumi here, Head of Operations. I will be presenting you. Before starting up the technical and the learning path of the course, I would like to say why you have to take up this course. Yes, this course is the trending technological course. Anybody from who has freshers to the software developers to the project managers, team leaders, anybody can attend this program. And it is a dual certificate program. Dual certificate means one is from the IDMA, that is MSME Government of India certification. Along with that, Skill Technica also will provide a course completion certificate with this. Yes. Yes, we are talking about Skill Technica. Who are Skill Technica? Yes, Skill Technica is India's futuristic skill development platform. We do all the trainings and placement assistantship for all these futuristic technological trainings. That is future skill trainings. Along with skill trainings, we do industrial exposure. Industrial exposure means you will be, along with your training, you will be learning what is happening in the industry and what is the trending projects and what are all the use cases in the industry also will be taught in this course. Internships are associated with this course and placements also associated with this course. We do assistantship for the placement where the right people will be guidance to the right jobs according to the skills what you have. Then product development also we do project support, startup incubation. Yes, we always encourage entrepreneurs and career building tools, how you can build your career. See, from maybe you can upgrade your career or you may be entering to a career. Depending on your skill, we will be building the required tools for you. Mentorships, yes, throughout the course there will be mentorship who will be taking you to the wherever you want to reach. Okay, so we are the partners with the MSME, NSDC and NASCA, IDMI and First World Communicating and Skill India. See, the main problem of our India in our country is more than unemployment. It is the problem of unemployability. So whether a particular candidate is having the skills enough to enroll to any job, that is the biggest problem in our country we are facing. So that's what these trainings are coming into picture, whether I am employable to a particular company. Say that if you are interested in artificial intelligence and machine learning, they are integral part of both the technologies are integral part to each other. a particular company who is looking for a machine learning engineer, whether I'm skilled enough, whether I can meet the requirement of the company. So those kind of skills we have to test ourselves. If we are lagging, yes, we have to take up some initiatives to meet the requirements of the industries. Here we have, that's what when I'm talking about unemployability, here I have given there is a McKinsey report where 50% of Indian graduates lack basic employability skills. Wherever you go, you will be tested with the basics of the any concepts. So whenever you are going for any interview or any kind of discussions with the company, you should make sure yourself that you are good enough knowledge in the basics of any kind of technology. So in following up with that concept, you can ask me what will be the expectations from industry. So just in time we have to act. The see, time is very precious to everyone. To meet the business requirement, we should skill enough to complete the project in time, so that the industry goes, generates the revenue, which is going to be useful for everyone. Okay, then the cost of the training. Nowadays, the industries are not investing much on the candidates to skill them, train them, then give the projects. So absolutely, they are not running towards is that they want the candidate to be project ready. From the day one, they have to take the projects and they have to move forward. So they are considering the cost of the training. The industry people are they want the skilled people. Then skilled talent means here some of the skilled talent I have projected, that is a Python is the most trending programming language. Then web development, Java, .NET, big data, data science. Along with that, here you can take it up artificial intelligence and machine learning also making trends. There are plenty of job opportunities for that. See, A and ML means it's not ML. Under the ML, you have a lot of technology. Machine learning with Python, you may be expert in Python, or you may be in particular technology in machine learning, you may be very expert. Your knowledge may be excellent in that. So those kind of openings we have to search, and we have to fit into that particular industry. Okay, the next is industry readiness. Yes, industry readiness means it's not only along the technical skills, along with that you have to develop your own other skills like communication skills, how you have to cooperate with your partners, and how you have to interact with your managers and the CEOs or whomsoever concerned about the industry. You should be ready to enroll to any industry along with the technical skills. Yes, here I have projected some of the job roles, that is machine learning engineer, data scientist. Data scientist means data science is part of, see, data science, AI and ML are integral to each other. That I think as a technological people, you must be knowing. The basic thing is all these three technology is integrated to each other. So software engineer, where machine learning related software engineer, these are all some of the names you can: chatbot, AI engineer, ML engineer, speech recognition. See, there are different applications we can implement using this machine learning algorithms. In that, one is a speech recognition, face recognition. There are plenty of applications we can do. We can wonders with this machine learning algorithms. So there are different kind of job roles are now openings are there. These are all some job openings already along with our skill Technica. You can see that there are plenty of job opportunities in Bangalore, Hyderabad, and throughout our India. You can see the names of the particular job openings. See, sometimes they may be very specific to the technology. So you have to make yourself that where you can fit and you can skill from there and you can go ahead. See, already we are Skill Technica are partnered with these companies. These are all the few companies already we are associated with, and we have plenty of job openings already they have offered to us. As we are discussing about the industry and the enrollment and the employment, here we have to make ourselves sure that we are meeting this Super 6 talents. Like, what is this Super 6 means? Technical assessment preparation. See, before enrolling to any job, whether your technical skills are right, or the job which you are applying for that, and the skill which you have, is it associated or it is relevant? We have to check, and you have to improve your technical skills. Then the point number 2 is ability to explain the technical concepts. Here comes the communication skills. Whatever you learn, if you don't express yourself, then I think there it is going to the things will get messed up. So see that you are quite good enough communication to explain the technical concepts to your superiors. Okay, the third point is clear aptitude test. Yes, if you are a fresher, you have to cross this stage by attending the aptitude rounds. Then you will be having the technical rounds. Then you will be having the HR interview. Next comes the interview handling skills. How will you handle the interview? Okay, see, these skills nowadays you have to take it seriously, because the way you sit, the way you talk to, the way you communicate makes the differentiator to each person. So how well you interact with the people in the interview makes gives you the idea about who you are. Next, the resume preparation. Yes, as it is going to be a technical courses, if you are a technology person, you have to be having a good LinkedIn account, and along with that a GitHub account, which gives the idea about how much programs you have gone through, how much projects you have done, and what is your technical skills will give a GitHub account. So these are all nowadays mandatory. These are all the expectation from the industry. So we assist all these things. Communication and professional skill building. Yes, communication, professional skill, how you interact with your superiors, it's going to matter in your career. So these are the 6 talents you have to check yourself. And yes, VR Skill Technica is associating and guiding you, training you in all these 6 important points to be noted. And how we are doing is by giving you a job secure card. This job secure card is nothing but where you can say that till you get placed, we are here to guide you. So what this job secure card gives means access to job portal and access to premium jobs. See, if you want to upgrade yourself, you can just check with us. Mock interviews will be conducted, free access to all webinars. We conduct all the trending technological webinars periodically that you can attend with free. Privileged in job fairs. We are already planning a job fair in the near future. Yes, you will be given the privileged person. Email newsletters will be reaching you. LMS portal, learning management system, which is the trending technological platform for the learners. This is not only the learning platform, along with that a lot of technical information will be available in this portal, which you can access for 12 months free. Professional resume writing, as I have told, a resume gives the face of your body. So how far it is going to be projected, it is going to be your what is that, you can move forward. Then interview preparation and employability training, and 3 employability tests will be covered. Dedicated career success mentor who will be keep in touch with you till you get placed. Next, yes, detailed psychometric assessment. Yes, if you are depressed and if you are not getting a job, yes, our people will guide you and make sure that you will get job and you will come out of all these things. So a job secure card gives all these kind of details. Yes, Skill Technica is here to guide you and uh, make sure that your career path is good enough to get settled down. With this introduction, I would like to call upon our technical trainer, Mr. Deepan Raj, to take over the session, who will be explaining you what will be your learning path. Yes, Mr. Deepan Raj.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, good morning, everyone. This is Deepan Raj. I will be like giving you an introduction about what is AI and what currently the trend is happening right now. So, as an industrial person, I will try to like show you some important things about AI. and what are all the let's say what are the applications and other trends are happening inside AI. Okay, so but before going there, this will be the basic course content for your course. Let's say, I mean, we have split it into 8 sessions here. Okay, the first session will be like let's say, I mean, it's not like you have to have some let's say some knowledge about programming or some machine learning or something like that. It's not like that. We'll be starting from the basics. We'll be starting from the AI basics, like to understand like what is AI and what is like currently doing in the market, something like that. And after that, we'll be like slowly entering into this tools of trade, where you will be like getting a deep idea about how to set up your own environment. Let's say if you are using a different OS, let's say Linux or Mac or even Windows, like how do you use a different environment to install these packages, and even how do you like create your own application and something like that. So we'll be like making sure that your development environment will not be a problem no matter like which OS you use, so that you can able to get some idea about no matter like which area you go. So that's the important thing about AI, because let's say if some company are most like will be using Linux. So if you're not good at Linux, if you don't like how to install packages in Linux, then that will be a huge problem for you, right? So we will make sure that how to do in all these environments, and that will be will be taken care in the tools of it. And slowly we'll be like entering into the image part, because you know that image-based artificial intelligence has gained a lot of popularity right now. Because most of the companies which are looking for, automation engineers who are good enough in images, I mean, to the maximum part. So let's say if it is an autonomous car, even a mobile division, no matter what area you go, images have a good trend and good capacity to make you start. So that way we'll be like teaching you some image, making you an expert in images by understanding, by giving you things about basics and intermediate and advanced level of image processing concepts. Let's say from edge detection, thresholding, contouring, and like a color segmentation, like object detection. All these things will be covered inside the image processing. And once you get a good idea onto that, we'll be like going into machine learning and deep learning. So inside machine learning, we'll be like dealing with a lot of case studies, where we'll be covering this both Capstone project 1 and Capstone project 2. So once you get a good idea, you'll be like trying to do this 2 Capstone project on your own, because we will try to give you all the snippets to that, so that you have to like do it on your own. So we will review those Capstone projects in the meantime of the course. And once you get a good clarity and once you get a good idea about it, we'll be like dealing with the deep learning algorithms. So what we'll be doing is like we'll be like retraining, like redoing this Capstone project 1 and 2 by using deep learning, because when you use handcrafted feature extraction techniques for like real-time applications, things might be not that accurate. So why we will be like using the same project, we'll be deploying using a deep learning. So we'll be like giving an analysis on like how this handcrafted feature works and how does a deep learning algorithm works. So that's how this 2 Capstone project will be like built upon. And finally, we'll be like going to this deep learning advanced, where you'll be like learning concepts like transfer learning, object detection techniques, and other things. And also, if the time permits, we'll also try to give you some basic idea about NLP, some time series problems as well. Because you know that, let's say, if you are an expert in images, okay, if you are an expert in images and you know how to create some application using deep learning with images, then it will be a piece of cake when you enter into different inputs, like let's say NLP, a sound, or a data. So we will try to give you those ideas, I mean, at the end of the course, so that it is not like you have to be an expert in images alone. Yes, you should be a jack of all trades, but you have to like work with all the data, not to become a data scientist or something like that. Okay, so this will be the course content. I will be like touching upon the same course content in the last slide. Okay, we'll have some discussions around there. But right now, I will tell you like what is AI. For the ones who don't know about AI, I'm pretty sure that everyone knows what is AI and what is currently happening in the market. But anyways, I will give you a great example to that. So considering this movie, which is a very old movie, which came in early 1990s, right? So it's Terminator 2, where you can see the robots is trying to let's say detect a particular a bicycle, a motorcycle. Okay, so in this you can see that this motorcycle is like like close to 80% occlusion. Okay, it's like occluded for more than 7 to 80%, and yet it can able to segment this bike perfectly, like where it is actually present, and also it can able to find the model of the motorcycle, and is also checking whether this bicycle can able to match this particular robot's demography or not. So that is how our expectation was set up, even in the early 1990s. Because you know that when you say AI, you think about robots and you think about awesome things that can be done. I mean, using it. And yes, even coming to the newest chapters like Indian and other Indian movies, you can see like even these are some of the standards which we keep in our mind. But I would always say that it is a very young field and it's growing very fast. As I can say that these two, I mean, scenes, you can see that the gait recognition of a human being and even scanning these bags underwater, I mean, is have been achieved by the AI researchers, where people have created like say a skeletal pose recognition system using computer vision and also deep underwater scanning, like what to mainly focus on scanning the underwater plastics and other harmful objects, which is actually like polluting this underwater life. Okay, so these are the things which has actually been done. What I'm trying to say is, yeah, it is a young field, and our standards of this AI is like too high. We should not keep our standard to that level, but yes, it is slowly growing as we speak. So then what is really AI? So do I need to keep that much amount of standard? Do I really need to think that AI is like a robot and that can do awesome things like that? Yes, that is absolutely right. But there are some limitations. There are some things which you want to keep in mind. But before like going into a deeper about understanding it, let us like give you let me give you a small definition about what is artificial intelligence. Okay, so a small definition is like any intelligence which is artificial and that run on its own or with a minimal number of user input. So let's say you have an intelligent element and that can able to do something, some activity on its own. So let me give you a classic example to this AI. Your washing machines, your air conditioned systems, right? So these are all considered as artificial intelligence system. You guys will be like baffled right now, I believe. What do you mean? I'm using AI for a long time. Yes, we are using artificial intelligence for a long time. And let's say it is also doing, let's say if you have a washing machine, you just put your clothes inside, right? And automatically, I mean, using some algorithms and other stuff, it will calculate the like the amount of water it has to capture and amount of time it has to like rinse and do all the stuff. So it's like doing automatically and it's not asking any of the inputs, I mean, to you, right? So in that way, it is also an artificial intelligent element. So, but people got confused with that, and they even got carried over it, because you know the industrial era, the entire industrial era was done using artificial intelligence, and it's like, I mean, we typically name it as an expert system. An expert system is something like, let me give you even more classic example to that. Okay, let's say, I mean, you have this, I mean, a ball is appealing for an LPW. Okay, so in that case, if the umpire goes for third umpire, we'll be having this, I mean, Hawkeye prediction, right? So where you can see whether the ball is pitching in line, whether the impact is onto the stumps, and whether the height is not missing, there is no ball, and short run. So based on this 5 inputs, anyone, even me, even you can able to say whether the batsman is out or not out, right? Because you know all the possible inputs and all the possible combination and logics for that. So based on the gathering of this input, one can definitely say that whether the batsman is out or not. So if I can able to create this into an application, then that will become an AI application. Rather us giving an output based on this 5 parameter, my model can able to give me an output just like that. So that is how this expert system is all about. Let's say you are an expert in a particular field, you formulate all the possible input data and all the possible combination which you can get. So based on that, you are going to create some rules in the form of a program. Okay, so once the rules are created, you can able to pass on any inputs to that, so the system can able to give the desired output. So that is how an expert system came into play, and that is how it has revolutionized the entire industrial market, because you know that all the manufacturing industries are focusing or like utilizing this expert system on a huge level, because they even a second of automation which will save a huge amount of time and huge amount of money. And so that is, I mean, how I mean the current state is right now. But yes, it is, I mean, expert system had dominated the market really hard, and it is like really that not simple to replace it out in I mean, in a given time, because you know there are like no rooms for error, because it's like, I mean, debug to the core, because it's like a very old programs, and it's like perfectly working and without any bugs and stuff, so that you won't be getting any error at all while the process of manufacturing. You know that when you manufacture something and if the line stops, that is a huge problem to the entire company, because more the line stops, more the manufacturing line stops, the loss incurred by them will be like very, very high. So they have to make sure the error rate should be like very, very less and should be like very reliable enough, so that it can be like running 24/7 in the manufacturing areas. So that is how the expert system have been designed, and that is how AI is entered into the market. But right now, people are even looking for some sophisticated application. Let's say, let me give another example to that. Uh, can we create some rules to create, so let's say to detect these types of number 7. Let's say like whether a given image contains a number 7 or not. You can see this number, this is not a number 7, this is actually an axe, but it does look like a number 7, right? So that is one thing. And these three images actually represent number 7. You can see there are no background to this. This is fine. This is also not having any backgrounds. But in this case, you do have a lot of backgrounds, and you do have a lot of, other, like let's say parameters that you have to neglect, like eliminate it out. And also here you can see this 7 is not actually like looking like a 7 because it has a lot of flames on top of it. So it is also a little difficult to look for a perfect shape to detect whether it is a number 7. So in that case, I can say that creating rules for these kind of images or for this kind of application is really a very, very, very tough job, right? Even if you manage to create some rules for it, let's say if you create some 100 rules that can able to definitely like classify these 4 images. What if I give another image that is having something like this? Let's say something like this. What then happens? Obviously, this will never be detected as number 7 because we haven't created any rules for this. So you need to create some more 10 to 20 rules to detect this number 7. So likewise, when the number of images increases and the number of input or like data set increases, then definitely your time, like let's say time to create rules and time for deployment will be like very, very, like let's say takes a lot of time, and that will eventually jeopardize the entire application. So it is a very, very tough challenge to create or to use an expert system for this kind of applications. So that is where machine learning came into play. So that is where the current trend is happening right now, guys, because everywhere we see, we are actually using a lot of machine learning applications right now, because it does give a good accuracy, and it's like also like easily it can be deployed as we speak. Because back in those days, deployment was a really big challenge because it requires a lot of memory and other stuff. But right now we don't have a problem to that. So deployment is not a very big deal. But yes, even creating application that is 100% accurate as your expert system is a little tough job, even when you use machine learning. But yes, to ease works like this, let's say if you want to, rather wasting more time around like creating an application or creating rule for these numbers, I can straightforwardly use a machine learning to create a good application that has a 98 or 99% of accuracy. So let me give an idea about what is actually a machine learning. Okay. So what we try to do is we try to capture all the possible input and all the possible output. Let's say let's say I collect 1,000 images for number 7 that contains number 7 inside, and another 1,000 image that contains let's say that contains number 8 or some other contents apart from number 7. So in that case, I have 1,000 images that has number 7 and 1,000 images that doesn't have number 7. So I'm going to give all these 2,000 images as the training input, and the expected output will be captured as a label. Let's say 7 and not a 7, 7 and not a 7, something like that. I'll be like capturing them. I'll be like passing all these data to my machine learning algorithm. So we do have different algorithms there. So we're going to use some algorithms and we're going to push it out. So this algorithm will try to understand the important numbers, which is actually unique enough for different classes. So let's say the commonality of numbers, which is actually majority like occurring in most of the number 7s, and some numbers which not be like inside not number 7. Likewise, we'll be looking for some unique numbers, and we'll be looking for unique patterns that like let's say that differentiates these classes. So that's how this pattern will be found, and finally a model will be created. So model, to understand it even more easily, what I can say is like a function call. Okay, let's say y is equal to mx plus c. Okay, so in that case, what you will do, you'll be giving all the input parameters to that, you'll be getting an output by. Likewise, my machine learning model, my machine learning algorithm will create a model which is actually similarly to a function call, where you will be giving all the inputs and get all the let's say get an output to that. So that is how this model is being deployed. And once the model is deployed, we will be pushing an input data to it. So once the data is pushed down, I'll be like calculating the probability for that. And once the probability is found, I'll be giving an output to this one. So that is how a machine learning differentiates itself from the expert system, because in expert system you create rules and it is prone for errors when the data set or when the situation changes. But in this case, it learns from the patterns. It learns from its own experience, like understanding more number of data on its own and getting a good function for that will make even more better application when there's an environmental change, when there's a subject to change of environment. So that is where machine learning slowly gain popularity under in industrial areas and even a lot more areas, I can say that. And it has even growing even really fast as we speak right now. And some of the data which I told you already, these are some of the inputs where you can able to use machine learning and deep learning. Like let's say images, natural language processing, sound and data. So data, let's say sensor data, even your COVID, spread edge data and something like that, even protein bindings and other things. Like your biomedical data and other stuffs are considered inside the data category. And then you will do also have this NLP and sound. You know that there are like lot of like sound recognition systems are created right now. Even your speech recognition system is really great as we speak, right? Even in Siri, Google Assistant, Alexa, every guys, have done a decent job. Even though you are in a noisy environment, it can able to detect your sound way more perfectly, and it can able to convert your speech to text. Sorry, sound to text. So once you get the text, you use NLP to find the meaning of those texts, and you give a predominant output. Because recently, I can say that even in ICICI Bank, the customer care, when I called to them, I got a robot which is actually asking me to say in few words about the problem which I face. I just say about my problem, and it recognizes it way more perfectly, and it is like connected to the right customer care perspective. Because you know that there are multiple divisions like loan division, credit card division, fraudulent division, other stuff. And if let's say if it connected to a different division, you have to say the entire thing about the problem you face, and they say it is not from our division, we'll connect to a different division, and you know to say you know to like repeat it all over again. So that is a very time consuming task, right? For ICICI Bank, I've created a very good application where the chatbot is actually routing the calls to the right representative department. So I could say it's one of the huge biggest development in the current pandemic time, because customer care centers are really out of scarce right now, because everyone are using online platform to purchase their products and process and everything. So that this NLP and sound are actually like growing very fast, where chatbots are predominantly even growing way more fast as we speak. That's one thing. And also when coming back to images, which already gained a lot of popularity back in those days, because right from your robots till your mobile phones, where you have this face unlock system, does have images. As a great deal breaker there, because you know that you can do a lot of great application using images, right? From the autonomous cars and personalized robots, you can able to create amount of application with that, and also you can able to visualize it way more easily when compared to other data. You can able to visualize the noises present there. It's like easy to understand what kind of feature we have to extract and other stuff. It's like so that visual appearance is like it's a huge plus for images. So why people most of the people are fond on images than other types of data. Even myself, I'm from electronics department. I don't know much about coding. Only this image processing actually dragged me into this AI, because it was really fascinating to use create some application that does a really great job. Let's say recognizing faces, detecting faces, face mask detection, some automation stuff using images. Really carried me away and made me to learn artificial intelligence. So that's another important thing which you want to keep in mind. So anyways, these are some of the applications which is actually deployed in the market as we speak, and it will also gain a lot of popularity within the community. So let me show you a small video about like what this Amazon Go is all about. You can see it's like really fascinating to see even this kind of application have been done. It's like in 2018, so they have deployed this, but it's like slowly gaining a lot of popularity as we speak. Let me show you that video.
4 years ago, we started to wonder, what would shopping look like if you could walk into a store, grab what you want, and just go? What if we could weave the most advanced machine learning, computer vision, and AI into the very fabric of a store so you never have to wait in line? No lines, no checkouts, no registers. Welcome to Amazon Go. Use the Amazon Go app to enter. Then put away your phone and start shopping. It's really that simple. Take whatever you like. Anything you pick up is automatically added to your virtual cart. If you change your mind about that cupcake, just put it back. Our technology will update your virtual cart automatically. So, how does it work? We used computer vision, deep learning algorithms, and sensor fusion, much like you'd find in self-driving cars. We call it Just Walk Out technology. Once you've got everything you want, you can just go. When you leave, our Just Walk Out technology adds up your virtual cart and charges your Amazon account. Your receipt is sent straight to the app, and you can keep going. Amazon Go. No lines, no checkout. No, seriously.
You can see it was introduced in 2017, and I mean right now when they are like working day and night to let's say to automate it to the very core, because you know that some people take these products and let's say take a product which is actually $100 and accidentally they keep it in some other places. So why, I mean, there is some manual works which has to be done to restock this products, I mean, to the right place. So I could say that likewise, there are like a lot of great application which is being deployed, and is also, I mean, we'll be getting a lot of great products in the coming time. I'll also show you a small, another video about how do you combine a mechanical engineer, like combine different portions of engineering together to create an awesome application like this. So I will show you a small video about that. A robot named Molly, actually. I mean, it is really an ambitious product right now. But yes, they are actually on the verge of creating this application to perfection. You can see there are like multiple department which was involved there, right? From electronics till robotics. I mean, engineers like mechanical and other engineers are also involved to that. And you can see that, I mean, the robot is like capturing these movements of this human being who's trying to cook a food, and he's uploading that recipe to the robot, so that the robot can able to do, I mean, copy that recipe again, if the raw materials are given to it. So, I mean, I could say that, I mean, it definitely like saves a lot of time, I mean, of cooking, right? So once you like get this product in hand. So likewise, there are like very much interesting products are being deployed and the concepts are being created right now. It's all about, ease our work, I mean, in our upcoming days. So when coming back to the other important topics of AI, then you could see that now you got an idea about, I mean, artificial intelligence, right? So let's say, I mean, it is an entity that can able to do something on its own with a minimum number of user inputs. And yes, I mean, it is also furthermore classified as an expert system, which is actually an artificial intelligence system, but it is running on the base of rules. But it is not that strong enough to compete with different applications. So that's where machine learning came into play, because machine learning is something like a statistical data analysis. So we extract features, we use those data to understand like what the statistics of the each and every class, and we like create an application there. But even though we're using a statistical data, it is not that enough. And that is where deep learning came to play, where we try to mimic our human activity. Where is, let's say, we have this neural network inside our human brain, right? So similarly, what if we can able to create our artificial neural network that can similarly work like our human brain? So the room for error will be like very, very, very less, right? So that is where this deep learning came into play. I can say that this is very, very strong part of AI. This is a stronger AI. And this blue area is a weaker AI. Okay, so someone asks you what is the difference between, let's say, machine learning, deep learning, and artificial intelligence. This is how you need to say it out. AI comes under different, varieties. Expert system is a weaker part of AI. We can able to do a substantially stronger application with no room for error, but it is susceptible to change when there's a change in environment. But when it comes to machine learning and deep learning, it can able to adapt to different environments, and the accuracy slowly increases when you like push down to deep learning with more number of samples to proceed. So that is how this, AI is being divided into multiple categories. So we will discuss about these categories in detail when you like sign up to the course. But right now, I just want to give you another important thing about AI. Why AI now? As I told you, it is a very young field. That's one thing, that's for sure. But I cannot say it's like very, very young. Okay, it was coined in the year 1950s by, the famous mathematician Alan Turing. Let's say before 1950 actually. So during the Second World War, you have coined this terminology, artificial intelligence, and slowly it has gained a lot of popularity in a lot of areas. So that's where AI-inspired robots and other artificial intelligence movies have been like, hit the market. And slowly in 2010, applications in real time have started to deploy. Let's say Facebook photo tagging, Facebook, face detection techniques, and even in your Samsung cameras, you have this face detection technique, and some recommendations of images, like let's say sorting out these images, based on the, contents which is there inside. So slowly, machine learning gained popularity, and they were introducing small application here and there. And slowly, right now, it is in the peak of its movement, right? Because you can see like wherever you go and wherever whatever you buy, you will be adding some AI elements inside it. Let's say your mobile phone, AI powered selfie, AI powered face unlock system, your AI powered smart processors, and everything is powered by AI. Right. So, and even for understanding this coronavirus, they are actually using some supercomputers to compute like what the structure of RNA is all about. So, with the help of the supercomputers, they could able to crack this RNA even a much faster rate. So, I could say that AI is the right. It is the right time to deploy or like invest ourselves into AI. But I would always consider these factors in the picture, because there are two important factors which actually raise this revolution as we speak. One point is like the digital data, flood of digital data, right? Because everyone is using Facebook, WhatsApp, Instagram, LinkedIn. There are like multiple social media platforms which is being used by us right now, and we are like contributing a lot of digital data there. And also we use Google Maps, we buy products in Zomato, Swiggy, Amazon, Flipkart. Like there are like multiple areas, like everything is being done by us online. So a lot of data have been collected by the companies, and it is actually being used in a right way, because you can able to once you get some good data, because you know that machine learning and deep learning works even great when you have more data to give it to it, because more the data, more it can able to read the patterns, and the better it can able to work on its own. That's one thing. The next thing is computational power, because you know that right now the even a normal smartphone has a 4 GB of graphics card with it, right? So that's how that's the power of the computational power which we have right now. So using this computational power into mind and digital data flooding, so why, because of these two important factors, AI is I've raised to a core point. But not only these two factors, there is another important factor to be considered, because in 2018, Google have openly given a statement that in 2020 they are going to transform their company into AI centric company, rather them being a product seller, like let's say search engine optimizers, and they focus more on to the search engine, right? So they said they are going to deploy some AI products, and that is where their core takeaway will be there in this particular decade of 2020. So that triggered an alarm to all the companies. You know what happened to Nokia, right? Because when they didn't switch to open source, it got really destroyed. And even you know what happened to Hago, because you know Google is God right now. Even we don't listen to our parents, but we listen to Google, right? So that's the thing which is happening. So because of this, open statement given by Sundar Pichai, people, all the companies have started to invest on AI so that they'll be running in the same train, so that they won't be left out. So that's another important factor which triggered a huge alarm for a lot of companies to invest something on AI to create some product using this. And yes, and coming back to another example to show you like why this much amount of computation is required in the first place. Okay, let me show you a small example here. So you have, let's say you have 1,000 cross 1,000 image. Okay, you have an HD picture with you. So let's say if you have a 1000 × 1000 image, the resolution of this image should be let's say 1000 × 1000. So obviously the pixels, the number of data which is present inside that particular image is going to be 10 lakh data, right? 10 lakh pixels for a single image. And considering it as a color image, so you'll be like multiplying this RGB channel, right? So obviously you'll be having 30 lakh data for a single image. Imagine I just have 1000 images, very, very small data set right now. Okay, 1000 images. Okay, if I add this 1000 images with this 30 lakh, I'll be getting 30,000 lakh data points. Okay, in order to train my neural network, neural network or a machine learning model, I need to read upon this 30 lakh thousand data. Okay, and then do some learning on top of that. So it will take a huge number of time when you have a very, very bad processor. So that's why computational part is very, very much required right now. Even though this is not enough actually, because one can say that if you have an i7 processor, you can able to handle only 7 data at a given time. Imagine like 30 lakh thousand data, 30,000 lakh data, right? So it will take even more time for even for a normal processor to handle this much amount of data. So that is where GPU, graphical processing unit, came into play. You know, NVIDIA, right? So NVIDIA is a graphical processing unit seller where they've cracked away similarly on how they render things on parallel basis. We have this CUDA cores, which is actually like, let's say, parallel processors. Like more than 1000 processors will be there inside a graphics card, inside a decent graphics card actually. So let's say you can able to handle 1000 tasks at a given time. Okay, so that is why people like rendering high graphic videos and high graphic games, people use GPU cards for that. But not only using GPU, you can play games. Now you can able to use the GPU to train your models as well. So that even this was in the background, which even triggered a huge deal. I mean, in the current market as I speak, because you know NVIDIA has really, I mean, let's say, gained a lot of popularity in the background actually, not in the foreground, because you know that Google have actually like dominated in the foreground, but back as a backbone, NVIDIA is backing up a lot of companies to invest themselves into AI. Let me show you a small video about the progress which the NVIDIA guys have done till now. Okay, so this is recently 2021's I mean GTC actually. Like maybe like you can see this video that will give you a good clarity about what is happening.
Blending art and technology. To immerse our senses. I am a healer, helping us take the next step and see what's possible.
Wow.
Can you really sing?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
I am a pioneer, finding life-saving answers. And pushing the edge to the outer limits. I am a guardian, defending our oceans.
Roger that. Fly by inbound.
And the magnificent creatures that call them home. I am a protector, helping the earth breathe easier. And watching over it for generations to come. I am a storyteller, giving emotion to words and bringing them to life. I am even the composer of the music. I am AI, brought to life by NVIDIA, deep learning, and brilliant minds everywhere.
Okay, this is what NVIDIA is actually doing in the background. you can see that they are actually investing a lot in different areas, not only in some portions of application which Google is actually like looking for. They are looking for, they're like, right from space exploration program till your biotechnology, like micro biology. They are investing a lot in these areas actually. So in most of the areas, they are investing a lot. So that's why I can say that in this decade, you'll be experiencing, you'll be getting lot of even more great applications as we speak. So coming to the categories of it, there are three different categories. But in our course, we'll like focusing more on the supervised learning. Yes, because you know that supervised learning has a great accuracy because you're able to give the data and the label to it, so that the learning can be like very more precise to the like onto the point. So that way we'll be like focusing more on the supervised learning because that is the current trend, that is the current demand in the market, as I'm aware. So we'll be like focusing more on the supervised learning, and also we'll be giving you some basic idea about how do you create an unsupervised learning on your own, and like what is actually reinforcement learning. Okay, and some of the usages, some of the real time trademarks which was set. I could say one of the brilliant things which was developed right now is like in silico medicine's drug discovery system. So where the model can able to create a drug in just 1 week. A conventional method will take 2 weeks to create a perfect formula for creating a drug, but it just takes 1 week. It's not like a vaccine, or it's not like a new research formula actually. Once you get the right portions, this drug have to be like, let's say it has to calculate the exact amount of portion of all the raw materials have to be combined together, right? So that process can be automated using in silico medicine. And also Sophia Genetics, where they have created an awesome way to detect this terminal cancer. Okay, that will take eventually 2 to 3 months for an expert doctor to diagnose, but with just 1 week, with just 2 scans, okay, it can able to diagnose the terminal cancer, early stage of terminal cancer. Likewise, we have bio-inspired robots, meta chips by Neuralink's Elon Musk's company, and even there are like multi other applications like AI-based tractors, drones for injecting these pesticides and water, visual rendering systems, the ghost robotics that can able to assist human beings, and a lot of IVA technologies like you saw in the video, right? We're generating music and other things. So I can say that AI is like growing very fast. And one important beauteous point is that it is not limited to one field. Okay, it is like open to any field. Okay, let's say you can see the market revenue, the market cap. You can see here some stock markets. They are like invested 70 billion for analyzing this stock market done by US leading companies. And for agriculture, Amazon, Bosch have invested a lot. When autonomous car, Google has invested. Bionics, medical, military. So you can say all these areas are heavily funded for AI, so that they can able to create some good application as we speak. So one important thing which I want to say to you is that, let's say, I'm from a different background. Okay, let's say I'm from mechanical, I'm from biomedical, or I'm from civil engineering or something like that. Don't you worry about that, because you are the important guys. You want to know about AI, because let's say if you can able to combine this AI knowledge with your own core techniques or own core skills, you can able to create some unique application, you can able to create some unique products that is like, let's say, like never been deployed in the market. So that is the uniqueness of AI, because it's like a topping to your pizza, right? Pizza can be the same, but based on the topping it totally differs. So that's how you use this AI as a topping. Your core entity will stay the same, so that you can able to create, if you are a biomedical engineer and you know AI, you can able to create a lot of diagnosis system that can be very unique enough. You can also create some patents and other things as we speak. If you're a mechanical engineer, you can create a lot of robotics, and a lot of even CAD engineering can even be, let's say, automated. Even my friend is from Qualcomm. He's actually, automating this, let's say, the chip manufacturing process using AI. So he's one of the, core member in this team actually. I could probably say that even Qualcomm has introduced AI to create their products on their own. So I can say that it's, let's say, it doesn't have any, let's say, if you have studied AI and you're looking for a job, it's not like you want to only go for some core companies like that. You can go for any companies, TCS, Infosys, any companies. Okay, you can go there, you can use this ideology, AI ideology, and you can automate something there. So that is where this AI becomes very, very unique enough, so that you can be a job trender. You can be like the center of attraction in your company. So that is why AI is like really, really useful for all the people, all the engineering and the arts and science people who are actually looking to make a mark in the society. Okay, because a classic example is that I'm from electronics department. So I am a lead data scientist right now. So even you can see that I'm working more onto image processing and natural language processing. So you can see that slowly I've transformed myself into a data scientist. But previously I was in an embedded division. I was working in a lot of robotics and other stuff. And slowly I learned AI. Slowly I incorporated my AI products inside my company, and I have gained a lot of attention. And slowly I went into this data science field. So that's how you can even transform yourself into a great engineer when you can able to understand this AI. Thing. Okay, so on the next thing is like generative adversarial network. Now the time is of the essence. So I'm going to skip this part right now. You can just Google about generative adversarial network. Everyone can dance. Okay, just type everyone can dance. GAN. Okay, so if you type that, you can able to get a video and you can able to see like what this generative adversarial network is all about. And also chatbots are really growing very fast right now, because currently these are the great trends which you want to catch up on. And also autonomous car, marketing automations, AI optimized hardware and other things are also gaining a lot of popularity as we speak. And also we'll be using Python to do that, because you might be wondering that can I really do that? At least I'm from electronics department. I maybe somehow know to code a few things in embedded, right? So, but what if I'm from a different background, like mechanical and other things, other engineering departments? Will it be very tough for me? Definitely no, because we are going to use Python here, because Python is rich in libraries and it's open source. It's very, very easy to use, and the syntax to those are like very, very simple to understand. So using Python and creating AI applications is a deadly combo, because you can able to rapidly prototype all this application in a given amount of stipulated time. So let me give you a small example about how to print hello world in Python, C, and Java. Okay, you can see this is for this is in the C programming language, and this is for Java, where you can see I'm using these number of lines to print hello world for C and Java. So it takes these number of lines to print it out. When it comes to Python, we don't do that. Okay, because we don't want to create some complex syntaxes. We just print hello world. We just print hello world. That's all. So if you what do you want to do? I want to print hello world. Then why do we need to follow that much big syntax? So that's how this Python is very simple and easy to use. But yes, you should do some hard work on your own, because obviously it's not. Rome cannot be built in a day. You should work hard in this 1 month of course, so that you can able to gain good knowledge in even programming and also in AI. So on another coming back to the course content, you can see that this is what we're going to take. And one more important thing is that we are going to give you even more assignments every week to make you habituated, to make you understand the core concepts of AI by creating application and creating programs on your own. Because more you create, better you can become in this field. And also we'll be making you to post these things into GitHub, so that let's say you can able to push your data, push your application and projects into GitHub, so that everyone can able to see that, and your employees can also have a good possibility to see your GitHub account, so you have a better chance of employability. So that is also another important thing which we will be focusing more on to it. Okay, so these are the typical contents which we are going to take in this 5-week course. So do we have any doubts till now? I guess I got some questions here and there. Okay, so any questions, any clarifications apart from certifications and other stuff? Any technical questions, any particular topic which you have in mind, which has to be covered, or some knowledge onto that? Now is the right time, because I'm pretty much done with my presentation. So this is time for you to get some quick answers for your questions.
Okay, Deepan, I think there are a couple of questions in the Q&A session. One is how to join the course. We will give you the number, or you please give your details so we could get in touch with you, and we will enroll you through the online registration process. And I think there is a we would like to know who has asked this question, so we could get in touch with you, sir, and we'll also give you the number to contact with. And as far as the next question is concerned, over to you, Deepan, regarding this.
Okay, so you say that ML model gives good accuracy with test images, but accuracy low in real time. Yes, that is a real challenge here, guys. That's a really good question, because you know that it is very easy to create models, okay, and even very easy to get good accuracy. But right when you deploy the model in real time, you get a lot of problem because the situation, the environment totally changes because you don't have enough data set with you and you don't have the right parameters and hyperparameter tuning, which has to be made to make it even more better. Because you know that right in this course, we'll be like focusing more on the deployment strategy, okay, because it's very easy to you can go to YouTube, you can get some code, you can make it running, you can get 100% accuracy. But right when you deploy it in real time, you get a very big problem. That is where we excel a lot because we have deployed a lot of application and products in real time. So we'll be giving a good idea about how to even make it more accurate when you when you like handle things in real time. So that is also another important selling point in our course because we focus more on to deployment rather let's say just giving you a theoretical programs that works better in the ideal world but not in the real time world. So because our the projects which we are going to do, you can see here real time face recognition and face mask detection. So it should be like very accurate. Even though I get 100% accuracy, in real time I might get some lot of problem because noises are there, background noises will be there, some lighting conditions will be there, even the data sets will not be that enough to learn. So there are like multiple things which you want to keep in mind. So all these parameters will be covered in the course, and that will eventually let's say create a good accuracy so that your deployment model will also have a great validation accuracy. Okay, so I guess that clears it out, Jane. Right, so any other questions?
Okay, I think that's a question. We have to find good data sets.
Yeah, data set is a challenge actually. Based on an application, either if you are lucky, you get it in Kaggle, and you get it in UCM machine learning repository, and a lot of people, what's it? You have this hackathons where you can even get good data sets. But sometimes you might not get data set. Let's say let's say in the previous year while experimenting about this COVID cases, like let's say whether the COVID patient is having a COVID positive or not by analyzing the CT scan. And that time we couldn't able to get good data set at all. So even we'll try to give you some good let's say good websites to look for data set. But if you are looking for your own data set, that's up to us to decide whether to take it on our own or you search it much better. But yes, we do also have this web scraping technique to search for easily to get data set using web scraping. So even that is also achievable.
Yeah. So George, I think you can share your contact details also to George, just in case if somebody wants to get in touch with you to have more clarity on this.
Oh, okay, sir. I will share in the chat box, sir.
Yeah, please. Yeah. Can I see the certificate example? Yes, George. I think also we can. They're asking for the certificate, model certificate. We could also maybe I can.
Yes. We do have a brochure, no, sir. That brochure we will share it with them, sir. Along that.
Shall you be?
Mr. Nandani Patel, Mr. George will share you by mail, sir. Can you share your mail ID here, sir? Mr. Nandani Patel, please share your mail ID. Mr. George, please make note of that mail ID, sir. Yep. You can send the sample and the details to Nandani Patel.
Yes, in another 1 minute, it will be sent, sir.
Yes, sir. You will be receiving immediately, sir. Thank you for your interest.
Any other questions? Any other technical questions before we could go into the details about the course? Sumi, I think you present the screen with the details of the course and the contact numbers, just in case for the people. To all the participants, yes, this is Bala. I'm from Skill Technica. And we are very happy to give you, but this is a very unique course and we are giving it at a very, very subsidized pricing. Already several people have got enrolled for this course because it's a highly, you will get value for money. This is a value for money course because this course outside costs around 30 to 40,000 rupees. But because it is a Government of India certification from MSME, we are giving this 9,600 including of GST. See, the course starts. Okay, the phase is too high, but sorry, this is the government fixed fees and it is already subsidized. The course starts from 22nd, so not 15th and 16th. There is a small correction. The course starts from 22nd of May, and then it's a 5-weekend course actually. So any other clarifications which you would like to make? Yeah, we will be able to reach you and we will be able to give you the details, one-to-one, and we will also be able to explain you. So it's, we have the industry experts as trainers, as you would have seen, and probably you could clarify, and we could also help you with job postings just in case you want anything to happen. So any other questions or any other clarifications we can help you with before we close this session? Okay, so just an answer to Mr. Pulkit Jain. As I said, that there is a lot of preparation and there is a lot of effort which is going in to give you the best content in terms of quality. And this is not just another course. So you got a dual certification for this, and you got some of the best trainers for this. So and this curriculum has been defined after lots and lots of thought process. So thank you all for attending the session. Thank you to the participants, and also thank you to Sumi and also to Deepan for having this wonderful session on board. Yeah, I understand, sir, but I'm a faculty. Okay. So we will have a discussion with you, Mr. Pulkit Jain. One-to-one. I would request Josh to have a discussion with Mr. Pulkit Jain to understand his concern and to see how we could really support you, because we have trained all over India more than 100 faculties, and we do also take a faculty training program. We are the experts in taking AI and IoT. So also we will get in touch with you. We'll give you all the testimonials what we have got, and we got a very, very good feedback from all the professors, assistant professors, and research scholars on this courses. We'll reach you one-to-one, sir, and we will have a discussion about your concern.
Yes, sir. Thank you, participants, for spending your valuable time with us. Keep in touch with us.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Deepan Raj, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.